Bonjour classe, aujourd'hui c'est mercredi, le 22 avril. Et il n'y a pas de tâche aujourd'hui. We don't have a tâche. Kind of miss having our tâche, but it is what it is, kids. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to do today. So the intention for today, children, is for us to learn some expressions of how to tell time in French, okay? And that is our goal for today. And then tomorrow you're going to practice doing that, okay? So you're going to need to open the PDF for today's assignment. It's under Mercredi and it's titled Time. And it is a PDF you can download onto Notability. Once you do that, you're going to want to create a split screen in your iPad so that you're able to follow along with the notes PDF as well as follow along with the video. And so you can get the definitions for the expressions like you would have in class. So take a moment to do that. Great. So let's start with these two expressions here. We have number one, quelle heure est-il? And quelle heure est-il veut dire what time is it? So répétez s'il vous plaît. Quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? Good. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. And as you can guess, this is the answer to this question. Il est blank heure. It is blank o'clock. So, répétez s'il vous plaît. Il est, and then we would add the time there, heure. Il est blank heure. It is blank o'clock. Notice there are parentheses around the S. This has to do with whether or not the time is plural or not, and we'll talk about that soon enough. So make sure you're getting this down in your notes PDF for today's assignment. All right, and you will see all these time clocks in your paper, in your PDF. We're going to start with une heure. So répétez s'il vous plaît. Il est une heure. Il est une heure. What time is it? It is 1 o'clock. Notice the 1 o'clock does not have the S because 1 is just 1, it's singular. Then we move on to 2 heures. Il est 2 heures. So after I say it, please repeat. Il est 2 heures. Il est 3 heures. Il est 3 heures. Il est 4 heures. Il est 4 heures. Il est 5 heures. Il est 6 heures. Il est 7 heures. Il est 8 heures. Il est 9 heures. Il est 10 heures. Il est 11 heures. Good. If you need to go back and look at the numbers again, there are links to Quizlets in last week's folder of numbers reviews. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at these. Okay, so we have 5 and then the H00. This tells us that it is 5 heures. Il est 5 heures. This is how we write time in French. Il est 5 heures. 5 H00. Okay, so then this one would be il est 10 heures. Il est 7 heures. And notice the S's because it's not 1 o'clock. It's up here. Il est 1 heure. No S. And il est 11 heures. Good. So that's how it looks in numerical form. This is how it looks in clocks. Same thing. And this is how we would write it down. What if we add a number over here? Oh la la. We would say il est 8 heures, right? 5. 8 heures, 5. So then this one would be 8 heures, 10. 8 heures, 50. 8 heures, 35. 8 heures, 27. Okay, now remember that if you don't remember your numbers, please study them because you're going to need them to tell time. So if you don't know your numbers in French, you're going to need them to tell time. So you can always go back and do that. If I say il est 5h20, take a guess. 5h20 is 5:20. That's how we would write it. Then we have il est 7h05. 7h05. 7:05. Notice we don't say 05, we just say 5. We don't say the O like we do in English. Il est 11h11. 11 hours 11. Il est 6h32. 6 hours 32. 6:32. Il est 13h40. 13h40. Oh la la, why is there a 13? Well, we're going to talk about that. So here are some expressions. This is on the next page of your PDF. Midi veut dire noon. So répétez s'il vous plaît. Midi. Minuit veut dire midnight. Donc répétez s'il vous plaît. Minuit. Minuit. Midi. Minuit. Good. So the word nuit veut dire night. All right, then we have du matin, in the morning. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Du matin. Du matin. We have du soir, in the evening. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Du soir. And finally, we have de l'après-midi, in the afternoon. Répétez s'il vous plaît. De l'après-midi. De l'après-midi. De l'après-midi. De l'après-midi. Du matin, du soir, de l'après-midi. Excellent. On continue. Numéro 8. Et demi veut dire and a half. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Et demi. Et demi. Then we have a quart and a quarter. A quart and a quarter. Then we have moins le quart minus the quarter. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Okay, before I move on to that, let me go here. Take this out. Okay, so if we have and a quarter, that means plus 15. So if I say 6 heures et quart, it would be 6 heures 15. Excuse me. So it's 6:15 and a quarter. So you know how when people say, a quarter after 3. That means 3:15. If we say moins le quart, minus the quarter, we would say, oh, il est 3 heures moins le quart. So they're saying it's 3 minus 15, which would be actually 2:45. So it would be, and in French, I'm sorry, we would write it like this, 2h45. If you're saying moins le quart, you're subtracting 15 minutes from the number. Okay, but we'll carry on with that in a minute. All right, let me put this in full screen again. Okay, next we have the word o'clock may be omitted when giving the time in English, such as it's 10. However, the word heure must be used when giving the time in French. We always have to use heure. We would say il est 10 heures. You do not want to include the word heure when we use the expression midi or minuit. So remember that. So when writing the time in French, the French usually use the lowercase h. Hold on a second, kids. Why isn't this working for me? So I'm going to put this up here. So we use a lowercase h in French instead of a colon. So for 8 o'clock, we would write, actually this is easier, wheat, and excuse me with my writing, I can't write with the computer. Wheat, H, 0, 0. Then we would do 11 heures, 11 heures. And then we would do 3 heures, 30. Or a demi. You could take 30 or and a half like we do in English. Okay, let's go back to full screen. Okay, if you have any questions before we move on to the task for today, you can email me about this, or you can ask me on the Flipgrid that I set up for this week. Otherwise, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, and you can always rewatch this video, especially if you're confused about a quart and moins le quart. So remember that. Here, I'll write it down. Remember that a quart is like and, or like example, it's a quarter after 3, which will equal 3:15. So if you say il est 3 heures et quart, it equals 3:15. Okay. And then if we have if the expression is il est 3 heures moins le quart, it equals 2:45, because we are subtracting 3 o'clock minus 15 minutes. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna explain that for you. Okay, so what you're going to do, kiddos, is there is a Quizlet practice, a Quizlet link in your folder, where I want you to practice learning the expressions for 10 minutes, and then you can go ahead and do the Kahoot challenge. So let me go into Schoology here. So here's our distance learning folder today. Obviously this has not been published because it's not mercredi yet when I'm recording this, but here is the assignment for today. You are going to watch the video first, which hopefully you're doing now, and then you're going to do Quizlet and then the Kahoot. Okay, this is the PDF you're supposed to download for this. Let's go back. So if you go to the Quizlet, and remember to open it on Safari, it doesn't always work through Schoology. So what I want you to do is you can either do the flashcards, learn, write, spell test, whatever you want to do, match gravity, in order for you to practice the expressions. And then you can move on to play the Kahoot for today. You should do it twice. Try to beat your score. And I'm not actually going to do that. But that's the goal for today. So again, if you have any questions, please email me or contact me through Flipgrid. And that will be all for today. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Au revoir.